A pleasant day to each and everyone. For this week's lesson in Mathematics 8, we will be dealing with relations and functions. By the way, this is Mrs. Reina S. Corpus, a Master Teacher 2 of Urdaneta City National High School, your lecturer for this week's activity. For our learning competencies, you will be able to illustrate a relation and a function, verifies if a given relation is a function, and determine dependent and independent variables. When we say relation, it is any set of ordered pairs. The set of all first coordinates is called domain. The set of all second coordinates is called the range. There are three kinds of correspondence: one-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-one. In our given example, on the first set of ordered pairs, the domain are 1, 2, and 4, while the range are 1, 3, and 5. The relation is 1 to 1. For the second example, the domain is 2, while the range are 0, 1, and 2. Since there is only one domain which could be paired to the 3 range, then the relation is 1 to many. For the third example, the domain are 1, 2, and 3, while the range is 3. The three domains could be paired to only one range, so therefore, the relation is many to one. As function, on the other hand, is a special relation in which every element in the domain is mapped exactly to one element in the range. No two ordered pairs have equal abscissas. Using the above example, the function here are examples 1 and 3. Number 2 example is not a function. Why? Because 2 is repeated on all the ordered pairs. So, to determine if it is a function, no domain or x should be repeated. For our activity 1, the direction is write f if it is a function and nf if not. So looking at our examples here, ordered pairs 1 has domain 1, while range is 0, 1, 2, and 3. Since 1 is repeated, then it is not a function. The correspondence is 1 to many. For example number 2, the domain are -1, 0, 1, and 2, while the range is 2. Therefore, it is a function. The correspondence is many to 1. Now, example number 3, DJ could be paired to Catherine. Liza could be paired to Enrique, and Marian could be paired to Ding Dong. Since there is one domain paired to another one range, therefore, it is a function. The correspondence is 1 to 1. Do you understand? For activity 1B, given the following tables, determine if it represents function or not. Again, you write F as function and NF if not. How will you determine if the table is a function, shows a function or not? So we have here the X or the domain 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the Y or the range which is 2, 4, 6, and 8. Since there is no repeated X here, then it is a function. Okay? Next. For activity 2, when we use graph to identify function, we use the vertical line test. If a vertical line intersects the graph no more than once, the graph represents a function. On our first example, The graph here shows not function. Why? If we are going to draw a vertical line here, it will pass or intersect the graph at 2 points. So therefore, it is not a function. While on the second example, it shows function because if you are going to draw a vertical line over here, it intersects the graph in only 1 point. Okay, did you get it? A horizontal line represents a function also. It is called constant function. For activity 2B, a relation may also be represented by an equation in two variables or the so-called rule. If we substitute any value of x, there should be a definite value for y. For example 1, x plus y equals 12 is a function. While on the second example, why is it not a function? If we will use 0 as a value for x, y here will become y is equal to square root of x squared minus 5. So meaning to say, when we have the square root, the answer for y is positive and negative. So it could have two ordered pairs with the same x or domain. So therefore, it is not a function. For the last activity, we are going to determine if the variable are independent or dependent. When we say variable, it is anything that could represent a function or subject of investigation in a research. Dependent variables depend upon the other, while independent variable controls the other. For our example, you choose that are related to each other. Classify them as independent or dependent. The words here are height, amount to be paid, nutritious food, weight, number of hours, and health. So I chose here height and weight. They are related to each other because weight depends upon the height. So height is an independent and weight is dependent variable. Example number 2, amount to be paid depends upon the number of hours used. So amount to be paid dependent and number of hours independent. And for our last example, health depends upon the nutritious food that we eat. So health is a dependent variable and nutritious food is independent variable. I hope I have explained the activities for this week in Mathematics 8. So with this virtual instruction could not be possible without our grade 8 math team. Again, a pleasant day to each and everyone.